Achievement hunting is a renewed obsession of mine. Every month I do my damnedest to be at the top of the achievement leaderboards with my friends. Recently though, I felt the urge to go back and clean up some achievements that I have missed for some of my favorite games. And today, we are back again, but this time with Fallout 4. I have consistently been playing Fallout 4 since the day it was released, nearly 10 years ago. This game has taken more hours for me than I could even imagine. Don't be fooled though. The reason I come back to this game isn't because I'm obsessed with it. I am, however, obsessed with modding it, making dozens of new weapons, armors, and just everything else. I've also put many hours into the settlement system of Fallout 4, a part of the game that I honestly love. In all that time I have been playing it, I still had achievements to get. Out of the 84 achievements, I was missing a total of 6. 6 achievements that have eluded me for nearly 10 years now. Well, it's time to fix that mistake and to finally 100% Fallout 4. Only needing to unlock 6 achievements, I laid out a very basic plan for us. I figured that the one achievement that would give us a lot of trouble was Benevolent Leader. I had tried to get this one many times in the past but was unable to. Settlement happiness seems to be very difficult to achieve, and it often got stuck at some level without going up or down. Because of this, we made sure to set up a settlement early to allow the time that this will likely take. Once we got that set up, we will race around the Commonwealth to hunt down all the bobbleheads for their action figures. Every now and then while we collect, we will check on the settlement. Once we found all the bobbleheads, we will head to Nuka World to collect the scav magazines for Diebrarian. At that point, we will hopefully be pretty close to finishing up Benevolent Leader and start working on both Trapper and Docile by building all the cages we needed before releasing them all at once. And this will just leave us with Eye on the Prize. One that I was really just not excited for. Now, did we exactly follow this plan? Well... At the start of day 1, we did in fact set up a settlement for Benevolent Leader, choosing the Slog as our settlement of choice. This was just the settlement that had people living in it as well as already having a good enough happiness level. Honestly, we have been pretty neglectful of our settlements on this character. We did go around and clean up the slug a bit, clearing up some space to try to maximize happiness. We made sure the settlements had some arcade machines, some tier 3 medical clinics, and a ton of plants. All these are meant to add happiness in the settlement. Once we got that set up, we headed into the wasteland to collect our bobbleheads. Thankfully, this character already had a few of them. Perception, science, sneak, speech, and intelligence. So we could just ignore those for now. First, traveling to the mass fusion building, taking care of the gunners there, who weirdly didn't have weapons, and grabbing the strength bobblehead on the 5th floor. We then headed out to the Poseidon Energy, absolutely melting the raiders inside and grabbing the endurance bobblehead in the boss room. Next up was the charisma bobblehead. Sadly, this one is in the Parsons State Insane Asylum, which is locked and impossible to open without a key. So, off to Cabot House. After a quick couple side quests, we are finally invited to rescue Parsons State Hospital. Once inside, we beeline it to Jack's office to grab us the charisma bobblehead. 8 down, only 12 more to go. After a little break to check on the settlement, we headed back out to hunt more bobbleheads, picking up the agility bobblehead at the FMS Northern Star, the luck bobblehead at Spectacle Island, and the barter bobblehead at Long Neck Lakowski's Cannery. All being fairly easy grabs, giving us a total of 11 bobbleheads. Lockpicking was our next one that brought us to the Pikmin Gallery. Here, raiders are skulking around trying to find Pikmin. the serial killer artist who hunts raiders for his art. Traveling through his gallery, we end up underground in the sewers of the old world, eventually meeting up with him, surrounded by raiders ready to kill him. We jump into the middle and save him without a second thought. Nearby we find our 12th bobblehead, the lock-picking bobblehead. We once again check on our settlement, but it felt like we hadn't really made much progress with it, so we quickly move on. I do start to worry if I will be able to get the benevolent leader. It's going really, really slow. We can't worry about that now though, we need to go and collect our other bobbleheads. The medicine bobblehead. This bobblehead can be found in Vault 81 in the secret vault. To get there, we first need to get the cat to run out the vault, promise to get the cat back, fetch the cat at the lake, and then head to the clinic where we are asked to find a cure for a vault kid's illness. A junkie takes us to the entrance of the secret vault, and we make our way through it to eventually come across Kiri, along with the medicine bobblehead. We quickly ditch Kiri and the mission in whole and end the first day of our journey. As the first day comes to an end, we are sitting at 0 new achievements, but with 13 of the 20 bobbleheads, and of course, with some work done for Benevolent Leader as well. At the start of day 2, we quickly jump back into collecting our bobbleheads. We easily find the repair bobblehead at the top of the Corvega assembly plant, the big guns bobblehead in Vault 95, and the energy bobblehead at Fort Hagen with Kellogg's corpse. After Fort Hagen, we head back to the slog to check out how our settlement is doing, and thankfully the happiness is still going up, albeit very, very slowly. Thankfully, our next bobblehead is right next door at Saj's Ironworks. We rush to the dungeon, and in the boss room, we collect the explosives bobblehead. The melee bobblehead is next, so off we go to Trinity Tower. So I don't typically get strong in a normal playthrough. I know they are many people's favorite, but I usually go solo. This made it a bit of a fight to get up to the tower to free strong and co. Just to head right back down without interacting with them in any way other than a quick hello. There it is. We quickly retrieve the small guns bobblehead from the Gunners Plaza with only a bit of trouble before meeting up at the Adams Cat's garage to pick up our 20th and final bobblehead, the unarmed bobblehead. Finally unlocking our first achievement, their action figures for 20 gamer score.
I was like, you got a pop achievement. That's part of the thing. That's part of the bit.
With all 20 in hand, we quickly head home to put our bobbleheads on display, with a quick stop to the slog before heading to Nuka World to collect the Scav magazines for Diebrarian. None of these magazines are very difficult to get to, and we collected them in numerical order, starting with Scav Issue 1, The Terrible Truce, found in the Galactic Zone behind Starport Nuka. The second issue of Scav, Fear the Knife King, was easily found at the Nuka World Junkyard. The third issue of Scad, Mutant Fist of Stuffy Knuckles, was found in the Kitty Kingdom, halfway through the Funhouse. This one needed a bit more doing, but we got through it okay. The fourth issue of Scav, Nuka Brahmin Stampede, can be found in the haunted Grandchester Mystery Mansion. We do have to go through the entire mansion, but we'll find the magazine easily at the end. The fifth and final issue of Scav, That No Cap's Rage, can be found in Dry Rock Gulch, specifically within the employee-only section, the section that can only be entered once the power to the park is restored. Well, that's what they want you to think. With some quick thinking, we can actually parkour our way into this section to grab the issue of the Scav, and unlocking Diebrarian for 10 gamer score, bringing our achievement total to 80 of 84. Only 4 left to 100% Fallout 4. Let me just say 4 one more time. Of course, as always, we head back to the slug once again to check on them. Still slowly increasing that happiness. Then we head off to Starlight Drive-Thru to start working on Trapper, building as many cages as we can, which at this point is not many. We still needed many of the meats to build most of the cages. At this point we start making rounds to any markets we have access to, primarily Diamond City's meat vendor. We get into a cycle of buying all the meats, waiting a few days, and buying all the meats again. A lot of fast traveling and waiting. We eventually get tired of this and simply go hunting for a few of our meat needs. Hunting down some mirelurks, gathering some soft shell mirelurk meat for our cat cage, we go back to the tired and true fast traveling around the Commonwealth to check as many shops as we can in hopes that something will turn up. We even started setting up our own shops to hedge our bets for what we need. Sadly, the day comes to an end without finishing the cages. We did unlock 2 achievements though, giving us a total of 80 of the 84 achievements at the end of day 2. Day 3, we started out at Starlight Drive-In to build a couple needed cages along with setting up proper power and switches for each of them, before heading to Sunshine Tidings Co-op to start working on Eyes on the Prize. By far the quickest way to get the 100,000 needed tickets for this achievement is to exploit the Nuka hoop shot game. In a settlement using the rug glitch, we merge 5 hoop shot games together in order to maximize our ticket earnings. This gave between 1,500 tickets and 3,000 tickets for every game of hoop shot. Still not very quick, but much quicker than any other method I have found. Just setting this up did take some time. There was a bit there where I got in my head that I could use the ball tracks to make this quicker. This absolutely did not work though. To get even close to the amount of tickets we were getting by hands, we would need a track so very long that it just wasn't worth reloading the track. It's just quicker to flick the ball back and forth into the hoop as many times as we could. We eventually switched from using a basketball to using an atomic roller ball. With its smaller hitbox, it really increased the amount of success that we were getting. No more bonking the sides with the ball. Before too long, we had made 52,000 tickets and desperately needed a little break. So we headed back to Starlight Drive-In. Here we noticed that our happiness here was the highest of all of our settlements, with a total of 2 settlers. We quickly dropped some extra water sources and filled up the build limit, hoping this would be the settlement that gets us Benevolent Leader. At this point, we pretty much abandoned the idea that the slog was going to be our settlement that would get us there. After, we head back to the co-op and continue our journey to 100,000 tickets. 25,000 tickets later and we need another break. Back at Starlight, we have finally gathered up the last few ingredients, having to hunt down sting wings to make our last cage, the Rad Scorpion cage. Finally netting us Trapper for 20 gamer score, bringing us to 81 of the 84 achievements. The end is in sight now, so we head back to the co-op and do our last little sprint to get us our last 25,000 tickets, and how much is it going to be? 573. That is it. 100,000. Ready? Oh, what a good number that is too. 100, 101. Come on, achievement. Pop. Pop, 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 pop. Nothing. We don't get the achievement. Sadly, we must go back to Nuka World and head to the Nuka Cade to redeem our tickets, giving us one of the worst achievements I have ever had to get. Eyes on the Prize for only 20 gamer score, leaving us with only 2 more to go. Back at Starlight, we cheese ourselves a level in order to unlock the Wasteland Whisperer perk in order to place the Beta Wave Emitter. This is what will give us a tamed creature in our settlement, and thankfully we have a bunch of cages filled with creatures waiting to be tamed. Removing the power generator opens up all the cages at once. Despite the creatures immediately trying to murder each other, they aren't trying to murder me, and to the game, That means they are tamed, unlocking us the docile achievement for 15 gamer score, leaving us with only a single achievement for us to
Let's
get.
see which one of them wins.
And it's the one so many have struggled with before, sadly. It will get a pretty boring ending though. After a bit of fast traveling back and forth throughout the wasteland, waiting in random places, going back and forth between Starlight and a bunch of other random places, we get to 98% happiness in Starlight. We ended up just sitting in a corner and going AFK for a bit as I got ready for a date before, after about 15 minutes, we finally get Benevolent Leader, our last achievement for Fallout 4. Honestly, one of the worst achievements of any game. A bit of a bullshit one too. Honestly, a broken achievement that uses a broken game mechanic that has nothing to do with player skill. I really don't like this achievement, but after everything, we could finally put Fallout 4 to rest. I want to thank you for making it this far and hope that you have enjoyed. Fallout 4, despite not being a very good RPG, is a very competent game. Some of these achievements are honestly just a bit of a slog to get through, but I'm happy to finally have done it, and for you to have joined me on this journey. The next game we'll be working on is Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary for the Xbox 360. If you are interested in watching me work on those achievements live, find me over at my Twitch, linked below. Do all the YouTube stuff, and remember to like, comment, and subscribe. The more people that do that, the more I'm motivated to get better at this. And as always, bye-bye. Let's go. Pie. Holy shit! I never get these. This is my first pie of this playthrough. Look at that! Ah, chat, you made me lucky. I was fully just prepared not to get that. Look at that. Oh man, that's so cool. Love it.